All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's episode 8, which you know what that means. We are highlighting another black woman. As you know, we are making it a tradition where every episode 8, we will specifically highlight a black woman and bring them as a guest on our pod. With the exception of season 3, of course, we always try to make sure that we highlight our black women. So, I wanted to make sure that you all knew that this episode was very special. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into the episode and get into our special guest.
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You are listening to a pod that can segue all the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Kid to pro and friends, black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
I forgot to ask what the rules was, but
Hey, well, look, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, I just want to say that this is going to be one of 2 episodes that we drop in December because obviously Christmas is coming up. So when Christmas comes around, of course, we're going to take a break, and then January will roll around, and then we got a big episode coming up. But I just wanted to make sure that I preface that so that way, when y'all are wondering, oh, where's the next episode dropping? It's going to be dropping. This episode's dropping this coming Wednesday for those of y'all hearing it, and then we'll have one more drop after that, and then we on break for a little bit. People got to recharge. People got to enjoy time with family. Enjoy the holidays, spend all their money on Christmas gifts, and so on and so forth. From the way that this Christmas is gonna roll around, I'm about to be broke as a joke, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that time. Like my niece needs some new sneakers. What you mean? Like she's 10 years old. I gotta get her something. But anyway, good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is elevated and embraced. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate the crazy parts from music, finances, black business highlights, home ownership, HBCU sports, black nerddom, anime, wrestling. If it encompasses black culture, we're going to cover it. Live from the 757, I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculated Millennial, a.k.a. the Encore presentation. Now, can I get an encore? Do you want more? A.k.a. your favorite music nerd, aka your favorite toxic adjacent king. Just don't bring your girl around me, because if she look, she took. Go to the news. The 843 is me, but VA is where I stay. Always chaotic, never toxic most days. Back again, once again, with your favorite black culture highlights and black culture shenanigans. If you're watching the video right now, this is her first time hearing my semi-full intro. So we're going to get into our guest in just a second. But joining me this episode, of course, is the menace from Texas and the founder of Inside the Mind of a Blurred, and, of course, a co-host on the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Scuba Steve, please go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Oh man, it's hard to compete with that goddamn intro. It is I, Scuba Steve, aka Scholar's Dad or whatever, aka Scuba Steve, the Instant Negator, aka I wore one cosplay and cosplayed 2 different characters. Yeah, man, that is me.
To our guest, there was one more part of the intro that I didn't add, but I'm gonna save that for another time. Whenever you get on here and you hear it for the first time, you're gonna be like, what? So in any case, as you guys know, this is episode 8, which means every season when we have an episode 8, we highlight a black woman who is a content creator, who is out doing, business ventures or whatever she's got going on. This episode specifically highlights a black woman. So of course we had to get a black woman on this pod, and especially this episode. So this episode, we have brought for the first time to the Chaotic Culture Podcast a good friend of ours. She goes by the Nostalgia Queen, aka Snow Black, but she's got plenty of other names that she can go with. Very, very hilarious person, and we can talk for hours and hours about nerd shit, and especially nostalgic nerd shit. But I'm gonna give the floor to her to introduce herself. So, Snow, please go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
First of all, hold your applause for the rest of y'all's lives, because
I'm lit forever, y'all. What's up? What's up? What the fuck is up, you guys? It is your girl, Bianca B. Givner, aka the Nostalgia Queen, also known as Snow Black, and that's with two C's because I'm cool, but I will cut you. I'm also known as Stephen Baysmith, here to debate all things Nickelodeon, Disney, 1990s, Cartoon Network, throwback, anime, you name it. We're going to talk about it here inside the Mind of a Blur and in the chaotic culture and all these other cool places, you guys. I am so excited to be here. I go by B, I go by Snow, whatever you prefer. You know what I'm saying? Give me all the goodness. Give me all the luscious. I am so excited to be here, y'all. Let's get nerdy and blurty in this bitch. What's up with it? I love you guys. Y'all are so
Hey,
lit.
we definitely appreciate the intro there, man. I mean, she came with it. Like that is a 10 out of 10 intro. I
Yes,
have to
sir.
say this. A lot of people
I,
come in here and they be like, "Oh man, I can't do an intro like that." But nah, she killed it. She absolutely
mm,
killed it.
Period.
So with that, before we get into the episode, we always start out with a mental health check on this episode because we want to be sure that everybody is in a at least a good place or at least a functioning place because we know with us being adults, life be life and sometimes. So
mhm.
I am going to start with our guest here. B, please, let us know, how's your mental health right now? How are you doing? And, how are you getting through your days?
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, my mental health is that episode where a SpongeBob, where Squidward figured out that he could have just took the whole day off and he just kind of deflated and floated away. That's me. Like sometimes it be like that. Like sometimes life be beating your ass, and it's just like I feel like having a good and a good space to be able to talk about that and just be like, you know what? Shit is fucked up right now, so I'm all right. Like I'm cool, but I could always be better. You know what I mean? It's helped hearing everybody else be open and vocal about how life is just dragging them and that it's not just me, it's not just my life. That's all that be, me and my husband, we be like, dang man, can life chill out, but I'm hanging in there.
Mm.
I'm good. I'm alive. I'm here. You know what I mean? So one day at a time, I, meditate. I just started meditating, y'all. When I say that changed my life, like meditating, praying, like first thing in the morning, like, you know what I mean, has helped me significantly. So staying hydrated, getting out the bed, not calling off work because it's just like my body's not functioning today, whatever. So I'm hanging in there. Could be better, but I am good. I'm making it do what it do. Ta-da!
Hey,
How about
that's
you
good to
guys?
hear. That's
Yeah.
good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could just call off work tomorrow, man. That would
Facts.
makes life so much easier. But in any case, I know that Christmas time is coming up, and I've got that whole week off. Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
do not call me throughout Christmas week. Don't call me until the day after New Year's Day. Then
Period.
we can talk. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Steve, man, how's your mental health right now, bro?
So I mean, for a lot of people that personally know me, they know that this is a
Mm-hmm.
tough week for me. But I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll never, show my, underside. But yeah, man, like for those that don't know, uh my brother passed on December 11th,
Mm-hmm.
2019. Today is December 10th. And then his birthday was December 4th. So like that whole like week, I usually take that whole week off from content creating and
Mm-hmm.
everything just to like kind of be there for myself, my nieces. I got if y'all don't know, I have custody of my nieces as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Mhm.
and then my mom lives like 3 streets over and she be going through it. So it's less, this is
Mm-hmm.
really a whole clusterfuck of shit. Just being real. And it's just a long week for us. But for me, mentally right now, I'm in a good place.
Good.
We just went to a birthday party and stuff like that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
cool right now.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel that, man. As for me, well, I'm in an okay place.
Yeah.
It's been rough, and I got some unsettling, but not nothing that I was prepared for. Pretty much like the news that and nothing has happened yet, but obviously it's concerning my grandmother, and I know that as of that time of this recording, she's not doing so hot. But
Mm-hmm.
with your grandmother being 91 and
Mm-hmm.
having being so weak for a year and some change, and just going through the changes that she's been going through, it's been rough, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, you can only prepare but so much for eventuality,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I've kind of have been going through the week like, well, it could happen at any moment, or she could rally, who knows? But
Mhm.
just trying to keep my head above water and just try to keep my spirits up as much as possible. I decided to go bowling with my coworkers this past Friday, to
Mhm.
kind of get out the house and, have a little fun activity. I went to the gym after work on Saturday,
Mhm.
and I was supposed to go to a meeting, but my body was like, bro, you need to sit your ass down because
Mhm.
you've been
Mhm.
moving around since the week before Thanksgiving and you haven't stopped. Like, chill out. So I pretty much did nothing but lay down after the gym yesterday and just watch wrestling and watch TV uh to kind of let the time pass. And then I kind of did the same thing today, other than, do laundry and clean the house. But overall, my mental health right now is okay. It's been worse, it's been better, but as time moves and as I continue my routines, things get a little easier. As Bianca said, I pray fervently. I take some time to myself to just wipe my mind clean of everything, or I
Mhm.
distract myself with something that I enjoy. So
Yeah.
that's what keeps me in a good spot. Speaking of which, and speaking of nostalgia, today for some strange reason, like I decided like I wasn't gonna watch football, in part because I'm still a little upset about that Steelers loss on Thursday, so I did not want to be reminded of
Oh
that. But
Lord.
yeah, in any case, and then I'm not doing so well in fantasy either, with an opponent that I'm supposed to be, and my team is just kind of like right now.
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
maybe I pull off the win by the time that this episode drops. Who knows? But as of right now, I'm just sitting here like it ain't looking too
Mhm.
hot. But yeah, I decided that I was going to just turn on YouTube, and I just started on this channel with this guy named Connor the Waffle, and I just started watching the weird world of Power Rangers, because for those who don't know, of course, I'm a Power Rangers buff, just like Rob
Mhm.
J. And
Mhm.
so
Fair
I
enough.
was like, yeah, I'm a start with Mighty Morphin, because I've seen like the history of Power
Mhm.
Rangers videos across YouTube, but I just wanted to like see how he covered it.
Mhm.
And he definitely went into some stuff that other Power Rangers review videos did not go through, but it was just so nostalgic to
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Though that Mighty Morphin video was long as hell, because for those who don't know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was 3 seasons and
Mhm.
incorporated 3 different Ranger
Yes.
or Super Sentai series within one,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess series. So it was like you had to get through the original Mighty Morphin, which was U Ranger, then you had to get through when the Thunderzords came around, which was I forgot the name of that series. Then you got uh Ninninger, I think that's what it was, which was the
Mhm.
third season
Boy,
and
that was
whatnot.
close
I
to
forgot
niggas.
all about that. Yeah, it was. I was
That
like,
was close.
Nah, and see, and
thought that
now
we
I'm
were
on
somewhere like,
right. But now I'm on Zeo, which was Old Ranger in Japan. So I'm like, all right, I was just watching these videos all day just to try and
yeah.
feel some nostalgia and see if there was something that I might
Bro,
have missed from my previous knowledge. But
I,
yeah, I just
I
wanted
got
to
a
throw that out there.
question.
What's up?
Have you ever watched The Toys That Made Us on Netflix?
I
No,
don't
I
think I
thought I
have.
seen that. I don't know.
They have an episode. So each episode is based off of different things. And they have a Power Rangers episode, bro. You have to
Mm.
watch that joint.
Mm,
It's called The Toys That Made Us. They got one, like each episode, one is Ninja Turtles, one is like Power Rangers, one
mhm,
is Transformers, one is Polly Pocket, one is My
Mm.
Little, and each episode is just an hour long of like the history of it and them doing the toy line. And bro, I'm telling you, that Power Rangers episode was really good, bro. When you find out
mm,
how Saban is like literally a genius and
Mm.
how he fucking made everything work because he bought the whole Japanese Sentai series or
mhm,
whatever. He bought all the footage. And
Wow.
then he basically, and I never noticed it, I never peeped it. But if you ever watch Power Rangers,
Mhm.
all the American shit, you know what I'm saying? They not in suits and everything like that. And then when they're in the Power Ranger suits, that's the Sentai series.
yep.
And then they literally just do voiceovers for it. And then bro,
Oh.
he bought fucking the Sentai series for like $20,000
And
and
turned it into a
What?
multi-billion
turned it
dollar.
to $1 billion.
Right.
Yeah, you got to watch that. That the toys that made us is so fire, bro. They go
Mm.
into it, and he basically, whenever like the thing is like with Power Rangers, like every time they go to like Rangers
Mhm.
and Dino Rangers and stuff like that, is because he ran out of footage from the
Mhm.
Japanese series. So he was like, all right, well, we got to get a new cast, and that's all he does. So
Wow.
he bought the entire Sentai company. So he got footage of different like looking Power Rangers, and every time it was like time for him to evolve, he just was like, boom. All right, so we got to
That's
do Dino
crazy.
Rangers, we got to do Ninja Force, we got to do all that shit is Japanese footage, and they're never. If you ever watch it, you'll never see Tommy standing in regular clothes next to Kimberly in a Power Ranger suit. The reason why you'll never see that is because the footage, like,
Yeah, it didn't line up. It will never be like that.
yeah.
Right.
So
That's
you'll never.
crazy.
Yeah, he made
Yeah.
crazy money.
Never
And he
knew
was
that.
all like, he's like, when I ran out of footage at first, I was depressed, but then I realized I can make new toys based off of the new Power Rangers that come out. The only Power
Wow.
Rangers that he hates is Turbo Rangers because of the
Yeah, but
fact.
it was a parody. Like the Car Ranger was a parody of Super Sentai, and the fact that they adopted it to a Power Rangers series was beyond stupid, in my
Yeah,
opinion. But
Mhm.
it's like,
he
how do
hate.
you make that translate? Like, it's a
Well,
parody
it's not
series.
even just that. He couldn't make money off of it because there was also another show called Transformers where the toy line was huge. So him
Yeah.
Hmm.
trying to do Power Rangers Turbo, he wasn't making any money off of that. So
Mhm.
he was like, I'm glad it was only one season of that. Like he was
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He was like,
space.
I'm glad it was only one season of footage because I can go
Mhm.
to the next thing.
And In Space was technically supposed to be the last season because Turbo was just that bad.
Oh
But In
no.
Space was such a huge hit. They
Hmm.
continued on until he sold it to Disney and then bought it back from Disney. Then he sold it to Hasbro. So it's a lot.
Sound like
I
money
noticed.
making Mitch to me. My
Yes.
God.
Spent 20 racks and turned that thing. I think he turned that shit into a $500 million. Like,
Yeah. Hey,
like it's
Jesus
listen.
crazy.
Christ.
Yeah. Which it also makes it more upsetting that if y'all know about like the original Power Rangers, like Austin St. John, Twee Trang, and Walter
Mhm.
Jones, who were,
Mhm.
Zach, Trini, and Jason, he
Yeah.
could have easily paid them, but because Power Rangers is a non-union show, he could pay them
Mm.
whatever he decided he
Mhm.
wanted to pay them. Which,
Was
back in
nothing.
those days, they were getting like $1,600, not $1,600, $600 like a week, which is like minimum wage now.
What?
And yeah, now for first time actors, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you could have paid them more. Like when you first starting out,
Yes.
I get it, but as the season is going on, like Power Rangers is a hit, and
Yes.
so from Ham Saban's mindset back
Mhm.
then, it was, it's not the characters that are selling, it's the helmets. We could put
Mhm.
anybody in the suits and still make
Mm.
money. And
Yep.
then as Zeo was coming along, and then he started to lose money, and then Turbo came along, was starting to lose money, he realized the characters are kind of important, my guy.
They are. They
So
are. Because it
Hey.
wasn't just the blue ring. I didn't just want the I'm like, no, I wanted Billy. Like, you gotta understand. Like,
Mhm.
I was there for my man, my man. Now, granted, yeah, I wanted to be the Pink Ranger, but I thought Kimberly's personality was cool. I thought she was I thought Trini was so cool. So yes, it did matter. Absolutely. See?
And, and
Mm.
he named the show based off another popular figurine that was going off,
Uh-huh.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, has four
Yeah.
different syllables.
Yeah.
Mighty
Mhm.
Morphin Power Rangers. Like
Oh
he
shit,
did
I
that on
never
purpose.
knew
Like
that.
he literally did everything based off of
Strategic.
like other shit. Yeah, y'all gotta watch the toys that made us,
I'm gonna write that
especially
down.
you, Bianca.
Yeah,
Bianca,
you know,
you being the nostalgia queen,
I
the
love it.
toys that made us and the
Mhm.
movies that made us on
I'm gonna
Netflix
write that
are
down
two.
Yeah.
right
Those
now.
are two super super dope documentary shows, docu
Mm,
series.
I'm
I'm
definitely gonna be watching that, especially because I've realized after talking to my brother, I realized Power Rangers might be the reason why I like kaiju and mech.
mm,
Oh
Because I fell in love with Power Rangers, and I had all of the Zords up until what series was that? I think Wild Force. After Wild Force is when I kind of grew out of having like the Zords and whatnot because yeah, you
Mhm.
get older and whatnot, and you become a teenager and you get interested in other things. But
Mhm.
still, like I had like almost every single Zord from each series, from Mighty Morphin season 3 all the way up to Wild Force. So yeah,
Wow.
it
Mhm.
that's probably why I
Really?
like mech and
Yes.
Transformers and kaiju
Mhm.
so much. Which
Yeah.
speaking of which, I sometime this week I'm going to go see
Go
Godzilla
see
minus one.
Godzilla.
Yes,
Mhm.
Fair enough.
big Godzilla fan. I've heard such great things about this movie, not only from critics but also audience members, and so it's like it's Godzilla. That's my boy. I gotta go see it. Now, granted, I know that this is gonna be similar to like the original Godzilla movies where Godzilla was the villain, so this
Mhm.
will be interesting to see. But in that retrospect, there is also another Godzilla and Kong movie coming out pretty soon, which of course
Mm-hmm.
produced by
Yeah.
Legendary Pictures, and of course
Mhm.
I got to see the Godzilla and Kong team up. I'm waiting for that.
Mhm.
So yeah, y'all already know, man. I'm
That's
I'm
up.
I'm ready for my kaiju battles.
Period, Pooh.
Enough.
It sounds like a lituation. Ew.
Yes,
So
indeed.
a docu-series, once again, I think since we kind of like on this
Mhm.
nostalgia, right? We got to talk about the Orange Years on Hulu. Have y'all
Ye-
watched that joint?
yes, I
I
have
haven't
seen the Orange
seen
Years.
that. The Orange Years, what's it about?
Boy,
Nickelodeon.
Oh, shut up. I'm
yes.
sick. It's on Netflix.
No, it's on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Hulu, The Orange Years. Let me write this
That
down.
joint is
Hmm.
also fire. Shout out
Orange.
to the lady that was running Nickelodeon at that time,
Mhm.
because if you once you watch the series, it'll make a lot more sense. But
Yeah, yeah.
basically, she was like, "What would you do?" Wild and Crazy Kids. She had that joint going, and
My
then she had
favorite.
like all that stuff going. She started doing like Teen Nick, the cartoons and stuff. And
Bring
then
her
when
back.
she left, right, and then she went to Disney. When she went to
Mm,
Disney, we got Recess. That's a Raven. All this,
yeah. Yeah.
like you could literally
Uh,
tell
where she
exactly
went,
when
all the
she
cool shit.
left. You
Oh
can
my
tell
Hmm.
when she
God.
left, and then when she went to Disney, and then when she came back to Nickelodeon. When she
Yeah.
came back to Nickelodeon, it was like iCarly and stuff like Drake and Josh, and then she
Yeah.
left again. But you can, it's like she's literally that fire, like bro. Like as they were telling the story,
Yeah.
in the docu series, which you know what I'm saying, I can't wait for you to watch it. But
Yeah.
you was like, bro, like she's really that fire, bro. As far as like creativity, she
I
had everything just like on point. And like Nickelodeon had that decline, and then
yeah.
Disney had that boom, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
like when she went back to Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon went back up. It was like,
Yeah,
yo,
that's how it was.
she's really
Swear.
fire. Yeah, she fire.
I love it.
Like she
I love
deserves
it.
more credit. I can't
She
remember her
really
name.
does.
I need to look it up real quick
Go girl.
so she can
Yes.
get her credit. But yeah, she's fire.
Yeah, and also this was again before Nickelodeon was bought by Viacom and became super
Mhm.
corporate and things like that. So
Boo.
yeah, but in any case, yeah, I did watch the Orange Years, and it was just so nuts to see all of just all of that, and not a play on all that, but still just to see all of
All of that.
the nostalgia there and all the shows that you used to watch as a kid, and you
Yeah.
just like, dang, yo, there was some shows that when I watched the Orange Years unlocked some memories that I had completely forgotten about. Like
Mhm.
I forgot about Hey Dude.
Hey, dude, I
Until
knew
I
you was
think
gonna say
about
hey
that
dude.
show
I
all
knew
the
you was
time.
about to
Dad
say hey dude.
salute your shorts. Oh
but
my, listen,
yes,
all of it.
salute your
Salute your
shorts.
short.
Now that one I knew about, so I was like, okay, well, yeah, I remember salute your shorts. But Hey Dude was one of those things. I was like, whoa,
Mhm.
memory unlocked. I remember this show,
Yes.
but if you had not mentioned it, I would have completely forgot about it. Uh,
Mhm.
it was nuts seeing that, and of course, Wild and Crazy Kids was my thing, but of
Yeah.
course, my favorite
I
show,
love Wild and Crazy Kids.
I was a Guts kind of guy, so like Nickelodeon Guts
Period.
and Global Guts was my shit.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
when my mom had bought the extended cable package,
Period.
I used to stay on gas. Like, okay,
Yes.
yep,
Nick games and sports. That's exactly what it
yes,
stood for.
Swear.
I used to
Oh,
watch. See, I was a Legend of the Hidden Temple. That's
let's
me.
yes, let's
go.
They
go.
on everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I feel like I could still beat it. Like I feel like I'm a silver snake at heart or a blue barracuda.
Silver snake.
Honorable mention. I will always root for the red jaguars, blue barracudas, or the silver snake. So I feel like at heart I can make across that moat. I'm getting down the temple of knowledge now. The little extracurricular activities, I might lose a challenge, but that temple, I'm getting through it because I'm going to space camp. Like that, I'm not leaving here with a lifetime supply pack of ring pops. They used to get bullshit ass presents. Like, all right, hey, you didn't make it across the moat, but you're not going away empty-handed. Mac, tell them what they won. A week supply of Nesquik. It'd be
bro. I used to love those
bullshit.
like just that used to be so dope. Tell them what they want. They do a quick
like,
all game. I miss that, bro.
I'm going to win because I'm like, my mom then flew all the way down here from Lansing, Michigan. That's where I used to live when I was a kid. She then bought brand new clothes for the summer weather, 2 plane tickets, the hotel. And for me to get down here and lose on the moat, absolutely not. I'm more scared of my mother than them temple guards. I'm getting through and we going to space camp. It's gonna be lit.
It's crazy that you mentioned that because like I always wanted to go to space camp. Like now, as a Boy Scout / Cub Scout, we would visit these areas, whether it be the space, whether it be Cape Canaveral or the one that's in Huntsville. I've went. And technically we weren't a part of space camp, but we interacted with the space camp's kids, obviously.
Yeah.
And we got a chance to do those activities and whatnot. But I also wanted to like actually go to space camp for real, because as a kid, it was my dream. Like, hey, I want to be an astronaut. And then I got older and realized how much I hated math as much as I was good at it. It was one of those things. I was like, I'm good at math, but I can't stand math. So
because you're good at something don't mean you're gonna love that shit.
Exactly.
I'm a fantastic cook, but cooking every day, you can kiss my ass. You can kiss it. Absolutely.
Yeah, no. That's funny. Yeah, because I can write very well, but I'd be like, no, I don't feel like writing smut for y'all today. I don't feel like it. Not feeding you whores. Not today. You'll live.
Hey, was really dope about her love of the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Kid, we got that theme plan.
Oh yes, sir.
We definitely got it. We're gonna talk to you about it offline because we can't say it on the thing. But when I tell you,
I'm gonna scream.
That shit's gonna be super gas.
Can't wait.
Super gas.
Indeed. Speaking of Legends of the Hidden Temple, it's crazy because green is actually one of my least favorite colors, but I always cheer for the Green Monkeys. I don't know why.
Monkeys, let's go. Something about them.
Purple Paris was always ass. They didn't ever make it. The Green Monkeys every now and then. Wait, it was. I feel like I missed. The Orange Iguanas. That's who I was missing. I'm like, it's 6. I'm missing one. Yeah.
The Silver Snakes always made it for some reason. But I same with Ked though. Green Monkeys. I mean, it might be racist. Don't take my black card, but something about a monkey. Something about a monkey and my black resonated. I was like, hey, yo.
Security, come get this nigga, man.
I was like, hey, yo.
Mac, tell him what you want. A lifetime supply of racism. That nigga on a horse.
Bro, when them niggas couldn't pull themselves across that river, I used to be like, get your fucking ass guy. I used to be so mad. Like, nigga, why? Why can't you make it?
Dog, I don't know if it was this episode. Bianca, did I tell you this story about when I was 4 years old and I thought that I don't know, I had an out-of-body experience. I was it's this place called Frankie's Fun Park, which in my home was like a park where you could ride go-karts, play mini golf, arcade, that sort of thing. It was a family fun entertainment park. And oddly enough, I used to work for Frankie's when I became a teen. But that point aside, when I was 4 years old, when we were doing mini golf, the way that the mini golf was set up was kind of like there was water around and there are ponds around and things like that. And there's no animals in these ponds, at least when I was 4, there wasn't. That changed when I got older because we found some geese out there. But still, I'm sitting here like, I don't know. I had an out-of-body experience where I thought that I was on Legends of the Hidden Temple. So I was like, I'm going to get across this moat and get to the other side for some strange reason. Knowing good and damn well, I still can't swim because I'm 4.
Right.
But I don't know. Something about it. I don't know what happened. I just was like, okay, on your mark, get set, go. And I just jumped in.
It was the gas.
Yeah. And they had to run in after me and grab me. They was just like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. I thought I was on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh
And they
my
were just
god!
and they was like, and oddly enough, I think it's crazy because I did have my swim trunks on, so I don't know. I can't remember
Oh,
if we
you
went to the
came
pool
prepared.
early that day or not, but I had them on. So they're like, well, at least you got your swim trunks on. But when my
Oh,
mom picked me up, she was just like, now what caused you to do
right.
that? And I'm just sitting there like, no.
Oh
All
man,
she
I
could do was
can't.
shake her head and laugh, like, "Oh
Yeah,
my gosh!"
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
that was my out of body experience at 4 years old.
I
So
love that for you. 10 points to Gryffindor. Although I'm a proud Ravenclaw. Sorry.
Gryffindor. You
Yes,
a
hey,
Ravenclaw?
I am. I
I
am a Ravenclaw.
all respect to Gryffindor. I'm actually a Hufflepuff.
You know what? You sure are. Yeah,
You
you
sure
are.
are.
Not
Goddamn.
you sure are.
That
Damn,
feels good.
not be being
Sure are.
You
stereotyped
sure
already.
are.
It fits you so well. Yes, you are. It makes me mad because like I want to be Slytherin so bad, but no matter what test I take, I'm Ravenclaw to the core. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I'm like,
There
I
was
want to be
one
like,
test.
pick up your wand, Potter. I
Yeah.
want to say it like this, but I
Wow.
can't even do it. I'm in Ravenclaw. It don't work for me. So
Nah, there was one test that I did that did put me in Gryffindor, but yeah, most of the tests I took places me in Hufflepuff. So I'm just like,
yep.
hey, it is what it is, I guess. I
That is so funny because it definitely suits you.
You're a
What
sweetie.
Steve, what's your house? Or you don't know?
I don't actually know, actually. I've seen the whole entire Harry Potter series one time. Because everybody that watches Harry Potter, y'all seen it 5, 6 times a piece. Literally. So this is what happened. Let's talk about it.
Here we go.
So my ex at the time, she was like, I really want to see the Deathly Hallows Part 2 movie that's coming out. And she was all like, I want you to go with me. And I was like, I've never seen Harry Potter. So we literally, and this is back when Blockbuster was still a thing. So we went to Blockbuster and we got like 3 of the Harry Potter movies at a time. Because at this time, Blockbuster was literally close to shutting down. So they was like, you know what I'm saying, for $10, you can you get 3 movies, you know what I'm saying, at a time for like $7.
Yeah,
So we watched all of the Harry Potter series for like a week. And then we went to go see Deathly Hallows in the movie theater. And I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But I'm too old at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because Harry Potter
First
starting
of
out,
all, you're wrong because
they're like,
you're never too old for Harry Potter.
right.
never too old.
Yeah, but you grew up with it.
But I
20.
didn't. But I did. First of all, because
Oh,
you know my mama. My mom, again, to remind some of y'all, my mom's a super pastor. Harry Potter. So I wasn't like, that was my mom's reaction. Like she would send me to school, y'all, with notes and shit on she is not to participate in any Harry or any Potter. So I used to have to like, because they would show it on the school, like so Halloween week at my school and like middle school, elementary was lit. So they would show Harry Potter all day on the school TVs in every classroom. My mom would be like, you guys to sit outside and read the Bible in class. So I was not allowed. I got into Harry Potter. Like I decided to read the first book. I'm gonna sneak, I'm gonna read it. I read the first book in like 4 hours. I was done with it. I said, oh, this is the greatest thing I ever read. I want to see the movies. I was almost 20, I think. Oh no, I was 20 and some change. And the Deathly Hallows was going to come out. So I went to Family Video and rented all the Harry Potter movies for like $10 with my ex at the time, who had never seen the Harry Potter movies. My name was Bianca Weasley on Facebook for 2 years. My mom was like, what is this? Because I loved Ron. He was just so cute to me. I'm like, oh, that's Bae. I'm a Weasley, period. And so I did it like late in the game too. So I'm a new like Potter fan or whatever. And it's lit. So it's okay if you're giving Muggle. It's okay if you're
Not
giving
giving
blood. It's
Don't
okay.
do that.
Hey, we don't use that term on here.
My ex, but I say if you're gonna be disrespectful with your blue Ravenclaw background, my ex was a Ravenclaw as well. How about that?
10 points to her because she deserve it. Period. Pooh. I'm rooting for you in the background.
My biggest problem with her was like I watched all of those fucking Harry Potter movies, and then when it was time for the new Hobbit movie to come out, I was like, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. Let's watch Lord of the Rings. She couldn't make it through one movie. I was like,
Wow.
oh, wow. I just watched 7 to 8 movies of bullshit. No offense to Harry Potter. No, I'm just mad at them because I watched it.
Absolutely. You know what? Like just like the pastor said, it's in the Bible. it ain't gonna cut that bitch off. So I'm happy that you moved on and found better things. Cause what you mean you don't like Lord of the Rings? Cause I'm telling you, I used to watch the extendo versions. I mean, every day I would sit and watch that movie like I didn't just see it yesterday. I'm a big Lord of the Rings to the core, so I get it.
So my Harry Potter journey was kind of different because I actually went to a Christian school from kindergarten all the way to third grade. So of course, when I'm in third grade and it rolls around, it's part of we have Scholastic Book Fair, but of course all the teachers is there like, do not read Harry Potter, you will not buy this book, yada yada, so on and so forth. So of course I told my mom about it. My mom was like, they told you this? Really? Now, mind you, these are white people telling us not to read this show. And she was like, okay. But then she heard something about it from other churches. And my mom, as heavy as a Christian as she is, she's always, when you get like super, super holy roller, she will instantly be like, nope, you know what? I'm gonna check it out for myself, and I'm going to make a determination on whether this is gonna be bad for my kid or not. She started reading and she was like, it's good versus evil.
Yes.
What are we talking about here? So she was like, no, you can read this. So I started reading, and we used to make it a competition on who could finish the book first. I finished book 1 before she did. She finished book 2 before I did. And then I finished book 3. She finished book 4. And then 5, 6, and 7 I read before she even touched it. So
good times.
Yep. And then currently, like I'm actually in a Harry Potter reread. I'm on the Deathly Hallows reread now. I stopped like kind of midway because I was trying to do other things. I'm like, well, I know what happens, but still it's always fun to reread because the differences between the movies and the books can be so stark at times. This is like, damn, there's a lot of information that the movies did not include that's kind of essential to the plot. But because you wonder about, oh, that's a plot hole in the movie. It ain't a plot hole in the book.
Yeah, right. It makes sense. Just remind me, random question. Do y'all have a favorite book? Like, what is your favorite book or book?
Hermione with the Prisoner of Azkaban necklace, the time travel. If you know me, time travel is my shit. So her doing that shit was fire. Prisoner of Azkaban.
I love I'm cracking up because first of all, I wasn't even talking Harry Potter. I was talking about like book period, but I love
my bad.
Hermione.
Now,
I thought we were talking about Harry Potter. My bad.
Now, I will say my favorite Harry Potter book is book 4, The Goblet of Fire, which oddly enough is my least favorite movie.
That's my favorite movie. The Goblet of Fire is my favorite one.
It's my least favorite movie, but my favorite book. So that's that. As far as my favorite book in general, I'm gonna go back into the past a little bit. There's a book called The Kite Runner, and
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's it's based in Afghanistan. So it's actually one of my favorite books to read, and it was one of my favorite books as a teen. So if you haven't checked it out, I mean, it gets really dark, and obviously with everything going on in Afghanistan now, it's kind of like shit.
No,
I'm happy I made it back from over there. I've been there, done that. Shout out to the vets.
I saw the movie as well.
Period.
Definitely.
Afghanistan. There's a lot of rocks. It's not snow it's not like sand like you thought. It snowed over there. There was rocks. Oh my God. I trained in like heat for like all summer we trained in like 1,000,000 degrees of heat, and then I got over there and it was snowing. I said, oh my God. Like I was not a happy ham. I was like, I'm calling the police. Like I don't understand this. But favorite book. My favorite book, I actually have 2. My favorite book is a book called Ophelia by Lisa Klein. And it's basically the story of Ophelia and Hamlet, but it's being told from Ophelia's side. And like the first line is just like, I regret to inform you that Hamlet has died. And I'm like, what? Like, so, and you read this book over and over, hoping to goodness that like, he doesn't die and that stuff work out, but it never do. And it's just like, I read that book a billion times. My other favorite, there's a series called the Gemma Doyle series. And the first book is called A Great and Terrible Beauty. I'm really into books that are like fantasy and books that are like set back where there's kings and queens and vassals and knights. And I love it. So and magic. I love stuff about it. And this series is about a girl who discovers she has like magic powers where she can travel between this world and another world. And she kind of shows her friends how to do it. And it's like the most disgustingly good. They should have made it a movie. If they would have made it a movie series, y'all, it would have been 50 Shades of Trifling. It was just so good. I cry. I do cry everything, y'all. I'm a crybaby. I cry about everything. I sobbed on this book. Oh my god, the third book had me in tears. I can't remember. Oh, it's called it's A Great Type of Beauty. Then Rebel Angels, I think, is the second one, and the third one is The Sweet Far Thing. Oh, sobbed. But those are my answers. Not that y'all asked. But do you have a favorite book, Steve?
My favorite author
Mm-hmm.
is Walter Dean Myers. I don't know if you know who that is.
Heard the name.
But Walter Dean Myers made this book called The Mouse Rap, which was a young adult type book or whatever. I read it, and I low-key read it in the fourth grade. So it was supposed to be for young adults, but for a fourth grader, that was like a little spicy. And I was like, oh, I like this. So then every time I went to the library, I was like, I need to go find Walter Dean Myers. So I would type his name in the search engine, and then I read Cool Clyde, Fast Sam, and stuff. And then I read another one. What was the joke? It was called Hoops. I like everything about Walter Dean Myers was like, I need to read it. I need to find it. If I low key, you know what I'm saying? Like if I somewhat quote unquote take off and become famous and stuff like that, Walter Dean Myers, I'm gonna make your stories into live action or whatever. Because that's just like really, really dope. I love Walter Dean Myers, man. That's like Monster is like his huge, like big selling story or whatever.
I've heard that's the book. Like I feel like I've seen that book cover. Like I see it in my head. Monster. That's his book. Let me look.
Yeah. Walter Dean Myers is really, really a dope ass writer. Like I really fuck with it.
I love dark stuff.
You know what I'm saying? As a black person, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
for the people, and it's all about us. You know what I'm saying? In every fucking book.
See, I'm gonna look it up right now because that's my type of time. That's my type of time. Hold on,
and he's a Leo. You know what I'm saying? He was born August 12th, 1930.
Oh, y'all are all Leos.
Oh, what did we do to y'all?
Listen, I don't really believe in the star signs because I think it's silly, but I do believe in it.
I don't either. I really don't.
I believe in enough to just have fun with it because, especially because I'm jealous because I don't know the time I was born. My parents don't remember. They just and then it's not on my birth certificate, so I got to call to the hospital I was born and see it. Can y'all pull these records from like 1990 and find out the time? But that aside, there are some things I feel like I get along with Leos like you wouldn't believe, but dating them, Leos are poison to Aries. Oh my God. It'll either be the best experience you ever had or your worst nightmare. You will cry and sob and cry in the car. I'm just like, yuck. Leos will, it depends because August Leos and like July Leos are a little different, but they still get the same result. Like they're gonna hurt your feelings, but in two different ways. Like August Leos they're gonna make you like them a whole lot and then really hurt your feelings and be smooth about it, and then have you sitting there thinking like
that you was the problem.
Yes, and you weren't, but they so fresh. It just and then July Leos, they cry babies, and I'm just like, ugh. So God bless them.
I won't say too much about it on air, but Leo, whatever. We the shit. Let's just keep it that.
Boo. Aries gang all day. April
Tomato.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
My bad. What did I miss?
It's the war of the star signs. What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay.
See, I knew she was gonna make that face. Like, hold on now. What you got against Taurus?
See, there's nothing wrong with y'all. Taurus, like it depends. Are you like an April Taurus or a May Taurus?
I'm a May Taurus.
Okay, I can forgive you for that. Then that's not bad.
Oh, not forgive me.
That ain't bad. Taurus, y'all just stubborn. Like y'all set in y'all ways. Y'all are just very like y'all just so cool, calm, and collected. But chaos, it is just. Y'all bullheaded. That's a doggone fact. But other than that, y'all are doable, I guess.
Well, I mean,
don't believe niggas act that way because they were born on a Thursday in December.
I'm like, yo, you're just a fucked up individual is what that is. It's, The letter of the
You
day
act
is
that way
eight.
because your parents raised you a certain way.
Yes.
They did some
Mhm.
shit, and that's what like everybody
Literally.
that the zodiac signs, low key, when you look at those things, them shits be so generic. I'd be like, damn, I'm a Gemini today.
Yeah,
Like it should be so fucking, it should be so fucking generic.
Now, as
crap.
far as zodiac and astrology, there are some folk who will get real deep into it,
Yeah.
and like they'll point out some things about your character that maybe you didn't know about. Like
Mhm.
one of my friends, I showed my whole birth chart to, and she was just like, "Oh, that's the reason why you act a certain way." And I'm like, okay,
Mm.
never knew that, but
Facts.
all right. But some people like when I tell them when I am, because of course I'm a Taurus sun, but I'm also a Taurus ascendant or rising, and they're just like, "Oh, you a Taurus?" I was like,
Right? Yeah.
"What does that mean?"
You got double Taurus. Yeah.
Right? They're
That's what
just
my
like,
friend.
"That means that you are a Taurus and you act like a Taurus." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
well."
Yeah. I get it.
Whatever y'all mean by that. That should be
Yep.
so generic. They be like, you was breathing today, ain't you? And I'll be like, hell yeah. It should be so generic. I be like,
Oh, I love it.
but yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Well, yeah, guys. So there's that. But I did at least want to get more into some more nostalgia here because listen, we got the nostalgia queen on here. We gotta dive deep into this. So I just got a couple of questions to ask everybody when it comes to like your favorite album to go back to. Now, this could be any album, whether it be R&B, rap, hell, rock, if you got it, gospel. What's your favorite album to go back to? Like you can put this on repeat every single time and you never get tired of it.
Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City is
Yep.
my favorite Ralph album. No skips. I love the story. I love the freestyle. I love it is just disgustingly good hip hop album. It's that for me. It's also 2014 Forest Hills Drive by J.
Fourth Hill
Cole
Drive.
That
is
is dope.
another one of my absolute favorite rap albums, start to finish, nasty good. I really like I can do anti, loud, and unapologetic by Rihanna. All those are
Okay.
very good. And my other one is Aaliyah's self-titled album. I really I've always enjoyed that. Very
Mm.
good, very smooth. Just class. And Michael Jackson's Bad album. I love real bad. I
Yes.
love it. I love Bad. I love Thriller. I love Off the Wall. I like all of his early stuff, but that Kendrick Lamar, that is literally like my go-to. Clean the house to. Oh, also Chloe and Halle's Ungodly Hour album. Oh my god, they played in them girls'
Yeah.
face. That album was deliciously good. It was
Yes.
so good. So
They
those are
don't
my
get enough
faves to
credit.
listen to anytime, any place. Don't matter. That's me. What about y'all?
So speaking of Ungodly Hour, there's one song on there that I can never play again. Not because it's not bad, it's just kind of linked to a memory. I'm just like, I don't want to relive that right now, so I have to skip it.
Mhm.
But that's another topic for another discussion. So as far as me, you've already mentioned Good Kid, Mad City. There's no reason for me to
Mhm.
mention that again, but that is one album that I will go back to. I
Mhm.
just re-listened to 2014 Forest Hills Drive for a specific reason,
Mhm.
with a episode that's actually coming on this in January.
Mhm.
uh Listen, if Bianca, I don't know if you've familiar with our series. We do something that's called Music Roundtable, and there are a couple of times that this is what we do. There are episodes where we either will have a tournament where we will put certain groups against each other, on live on X or Twitter, whatever you want to
Mhm.
call it.
Mhm.
There are episodes where we just talk about the albums in general.
Yeah.
And then there is Music Roundtable episodes where we actually rank a person's discography. So what we did, to start it off, of course we did Nas first, and then we have to add to that. But then there was one episode last year in 2022 where we did all of TDE, and this was before Kendrick had dropped Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
So we did all of TDE's current artists at the time. Of course, we did not do Doechii because Doechii hadn't signed to TDE yet.
Uh-huh.
But still,
That's
we
lit.
were yeah we ranked all of their albums at the time. So we were like, well, if we did TDE, we got to do Dreamville.
Got
So
to.
Dreamville is coming up really soon.
Yes.
That's
I will be tuning into that because I love that idea so bad. That is just, oh, I love it. I'm gonna be all ears. Let me
Okay,
know. I'm gonna be
I will
listening for
definitely let you
sure.
know.
Yes, I
And
love that.
so,
I'm
yep.
the lone nigga on the podcast that's a J. Cole over Kendrick guy. The lone nigga, and I stand on it. But I can't wait for this
Eh,
Dreamville's
Mm.
Yeah,
I,
roundtable. I can't wait.
he definitely stands alone on that because I'm definitely Kendrick over J. Cole. But that's not to say J. Cole is bad, because if I had to put them as, you know, in the ranking system, my Kendrick is 1A and then J. Cole is 1B to me, whereas it's the opposite for
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah. Like nobody else is in the conversation if we're talking about that. It's 1A and 1B. But
see,
for
I
me, I got
me, I
Cole.
am why we putting two bad bitches against each other? I'm like, these niggas is unreal. Unreal. Like, especially
Yes.
when they drop, I'm still to this day holding
That
on
we
to
never
Black
got that.
Friday where they
Yeah.
rapped over each other's beat. And I'm like, you niggas are disgusting for leaving me hanging like this. Cause this is just I need more. I need to be fed, masters. What
I'm
are y'all doing?
saying
Oh my
we
goodness.
we never got that collab album. We never got that
We never
TDE
gonna get
collab
it.
album either, which is funny because Dreamville did a couple of them, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
Crazy how
But
that works. You know what I'm saying? The
Now,
yeah,
now, bad.
the
That's
better
just
you
it.
just go hype me up to talk shit. Okay, my
but
bad.
but in any case, yeah, those are some albums that I go back to. One classic hip hop album that I find myself always going back to is, I'm a big Bone Thugs guy, so
Mm,
E1999 Eternal is one that I will like always play up and
mhm,
down.
mhm,
There is also Tupac's Me Against the World. I could
mhm.
play that nonstop because in my opinion that
Good.
is his best album,
Mhm.
period. Like, you can
You're
say
not
what you want
wrong.
about All Eyes on Me, or you can do, you know, Machiavelli, but
Mhm.
nah, that for Me Against the World is like up here.
Yes.
And then as far as like classic R&B albums, I always go back to Donnell Jones, Where I Want to Be. That's, in my opinion, one of the greatest R&B albums of all time.
Mm, mhm.
Yeah.
I will instantly turn on, as you said, Aaliyah. uh I recently, when her whole discography became available on
Oh,
Spotify, I listened to all of her
yes.
albums, with the exception of the first one, AJ But a Number, because yeah,
'Cause I
we
don't
don't listen to
support
that.
that bullshit.
Nope, nope. But yeah, I listened to everything straightforward like a couple of times.
Yeah.
Um, there is another album that I'm thinking of that it's like I can't quite put my finger on it, and I know that I listen to this consistently, but it's escaping me for some strange reason, and I want to call it's not Usher. No, 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 because
Mhm.
I will listen to Confessions, but it's
Mhm.
not that. It's not him. It's something else. I'll come back to it. But
Mhm.
Steve, do you have any albums that you always go back to?
Oh, so my number one album that I go back to the most easily is the Definitive Collection by Stevie Wonder. It
Mm,
is
yes.
absolutely
Easy.
every time I have to go back. It's a compilation album, obviously, of all his greatest hits.
Yes.
And Stevie Wonder is my favorite artist of all times. I still stand on that.
Oh.
So yeah, I listen to the Definitive Collection probably once a week. Um, then I would definitely go with the So Far Gone mixtape from Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a good
Um,
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will go with Common's album called B. B is
Mm-hmm.
like one of my favorite albums of all times.
Mhm.
Um, and then I would probably go with um the first the Daniel Caesar album that got him popular before he got canceled and shit, called
Mhm.
Freedom.
Yes.
Freedom is like one of my favorite R&B
Yeah.
albums. Like Daniel
Yes.
Mhm.
Caesar really was on one, and even though he's quote unquote canceled and stuff like that right now,
Mhm.
he still ain't missed. I
No,
be
Listen,
I
he
be
doesn't.
I be sneaky
there are a
listening
few.
to his
Yeah,
albums.
there's a couple people I gotta sneak and listen to because I'm like, this motherfucker hard. I don't I'm like, I'm not gonna say that on the TL, but damn, I'll be like, I'm listening to this. I'll be texting my husband like, "Babe, I gotta listen to this person. This is so good." And we'll talk about that later.
I fuck
But
with Daniel Caesar, even though everybody else don't like him. I'll be like, yeah.
Listen, Daniel Caesar was that guy, man. Like, listen, I enjoyed his music. So
Mhm.
when he went and canceled himself, and he told people to cancel, I'm like, now, why would you do that, bro?
Why would
Like,
Right?
you do this for no reason?
for no
Like you
reason.
didn't have to do this.
You know what? Another honorable mention album to me. Sierra has a self-titled album called Sierra. That is
Mhm.
her best. When I say that shit is good, like no skips, start to finish. It's hard. It has real. But then I realized it's like, oh, Future produced this, and I feel bad that this is your best shit because I don't care. I'm like, she got iconic, like nostalgia stuff. I'm like, but that Sierra album is very, very good. It's so good because my husband, he don't really listen to girly music. Obviously, he's like, I'm a real
Hmm.
nigga, so he don't be. He listens to, he do like Don Toliver. Don Toliver makes dynamite ass music. So
Yes,
we
facts.
he put me on it. Which, by the way, just as a side note, y'all, I have went to see so many. I've seen Chris Brown, Future, Drake, Wiz, Snoop, all these niggas in concert. I have never been to a better concert than Don Toliver. When I say that, it
Really?
was lit. You guys, I am not kidding you. Don Toliver's concert was an experience like I've never ever had before. Big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to the tour. Oh my gosh, Don Toliver was amazing. So that's that. But yeah, back to what y'all was saying. Sierra's album, very, very good. 10 out of 10. One of my other faves to spin the block.
Trying
Ta-da.
to think of any other albums that I've been spending. I mean, that hasn't been said because y'all already said
All the good
Good
ones.
Kid, Mad City,
Mhm.
2014, Forest Hills Drive. Those
Mm.
already been said.
Mhm.
I will say, as far as I mean, since it's the season, a Christmas album that I really love that I feel like it's slept on is CeeLo Green's Christmas album. Was real.
Who you preaching, bro?
That shit was gas.
What is it good? Yeah,
He-
I'm finna like I'm so every year we turn like we turn our phones off, put on Christmas music, decorate the crib, and I was looking for new Christmas albums to add to my queue. I'm gonna add it
CeeLo,
now.
the magic moment. Go
I'm going.
ahead and
I'm
go on
adding
and
it
look
right
at them.
now. Right now.
I'm just gonna tell you this. His rendition of "Mary, Did You Know"
Hmm.
Fire.
will
CeeLo
have
Green
you.
got
Will
flops.
yeah, you
Like
literally
When
have
you
you praising the Lord in the middle of nowhere. Like,
when you press
cool.
the first play button and then what Christmas means to me come on, and he just starts like
this one, the magic
yeah,
moment. All right, I'm
yes,
finna add it right
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
Let me add it.
That I actually between that and then the Lady Killers, I really love the Lady Killers since we on CeeLo right now.
Mm,
The Lady
mhm.
Killers is one of my favorite albums as well.
Really?
Like I really fucked with
Hmm.
CeeLo Green a lot.
Yeah.
Really.
CeeLo is that guy, man. Dude is
Mhm.
multifaceted and multi-talented.
Mm.
Um,
Sing and rap.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, absolutely. While we're on the subject of Christmas music, there is a Christmas slash technically Easter album that I always go back to every Christmas because it kind of fits. It fits Christmas to me more than it would Easter. It's Handel's Messiah, A Soulful Celebration.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
glad that you know what
Absolutely.
I'm talking about, Bianca,
Yes.
because a lot of people don't know about that joint, but
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I always go back to it every Christmas because it is such a great album. For those who are not familiar with Handel, or the music of Handel, of course you
Mhm.
probably will have heard it in passing in the background somewhere of some movie, unless you've done a deep dive and decided to listen to it. It's classical music, obviously,
Mhm.
and if you know about the Hallelujah chorus, then that's also where that stems from.
Yes.
So with that, with Handel, A Soulful Celebration, you have Black artists who have come to do their version of these classical songs. And yes, it is very 90s because this album came out in 1992. So
Mhm.
you can tell it is very old school gospel slash I guess it's old school gospel now since it's in the 90s, but it's kind of hard to say that. But very
Mhm.
old school gospel slash house music slash uh New Jack Swing.
Mhm.
It's prevalent throughout the album, but it is still to this day fantastic to hear Black folk do their rendition of these classical songs. It's like,
Yes.
wow, it is absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
And shout out to Quincy Jones for putting all of that together.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's multiple artists, but it ranges from Tevin Campbell was on there. You had Sounds of
Mhm.
Blackness on there. You had
Mhm.
Stevie Wonder on there. Rest in peace,
Yes.
Al Jarreau. He was on there.
Yes.
Tremaine Hawkins. I'm trying to think of some other
Mhm.
artists that
Mhm.
was on there, but there is just a lot of people that were included in
Yes.
this album, and it's
A
absolutely
whole bunch.
fantastic.
I love it. We don't get stuff like that anymore.
We don't.
Last album, I swear I'm done. To Janelle Monáe makes dynamite music. I'm
Oh
telling you
yes.
right now, that dog on Electric Lady was my first album, but I
Talk about it.
loved Electric Lady was so good. That and Dirty Computer. Excellent albums. I really liked her newest one. I like her new one. Her new
Oh,
one is
I
very
love
in
her
your
new
face,
one.
very nasty, very I mean, oh my goodness, it's just very grown woman. She's very much telling, listen, I like bitches. And I'm like, you know what? We all do. Yes, let's get so I mean,
And,
it worked out. Yeah.
but I mean, it looks like she might still like niggas too, because did you
Mhm.
see her at Usher's live performance?
Listen, I said,
Had that man shook. I'm like, she had
ma'am,
Usher shook.
she is a femme fatale. Like she is like dripping and just like, you know what? I want to go home with you. Whatever you say, yes, ma'am. Is that? Is that?
Hmm.
Yeah. She's
I,
the bomb.
I'm. I swear, if Janelle Monáe ever said, "Hey, you coming home with me tonight?" I would instantly be like, "Oh, I am. Yes, ma'am."
Listen, I'm
Ain't
going.
no question about it.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm going, and my man's coming too. We're all gonna have a good time. That's what's gonna happen.
Indeed,
Period.
like
Sis.
she
The bomb.
is really
She's
I
phenomenal.
don't yeah, she's awesome. That's the best way to put that, because I was gonna say she is such an in my view, she has such a presence about her, and you just
Yes.
have to respect it no matter what. This is like, yeah, you got
Mhm.
it. I don't know what it is, but you got it.
You got
So
it. Period. See?
I
You know what you're talking about.
definitely. Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it.
10 out of
I
10.
so I'm trying to think of one more album for me as far as like
Mhm.
R&B is concerned.
Yeah.
Um and
R&B
because I'm
album.
trying to think about this R&B album that I consistently go back to, but I can't. It's like I want to name it, but I just can't think of it at the top of my head. It'll pop into my head. Watch as soon as the pod is over, I'm gonna be like,
They were like,
oh, it's
"God
this
damn
album.
it, it was this."
Yep, and I'm gonna be mad as hell too. I'm just like, damn it,
It'd
I
be
should
like
have.
that. It'd
But
be like that.
um, oh,
You remember
Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite.
Maxwell. See, I never really
Yep.
got into him all like that. I'm writing this stuff down because I want to listen to new stuff.
Yeah,
Maxwell.
listen, Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite specifically is his first album, his first
Uh-huh.
mainstream album, and it's
Yeah.
whew, when we
Mm.
talk about, I know that we say that we don't want to like, and a lot of neo soul artists didn't want to put themselves in like a box of neo soul,
Yeah.
but when it comes to that album is the blueprint of what
Mm.
neo soul is, in my
Mhm.
opinion. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
between that and Baduism, so
Listen, that woman, her music is really, really, really good. I like it. I
mhm.
like her with everything she talking about, everything she walking about, and I'm like, whatever you got, ma'am, I just want one scoop of it to go because I can't stay here. I just need a little scoop to take with me in
Mama,
the bag and
you stay too
sprinkle
long,
around.
you go get caught in
Okay,
that
right?
Badu
You be out
box.
there looking crazy. Listen, I'll be out there pregnant by her, okay? Because I don't know, like she got something going on. I'm like, damn, put it away. Nah,
Not
that's
listen.
good. That's good.
Erica is also one of those people who have that presence about them. You just like, oh yes, ma'am. I want to sit under your
Mhm.
learning tree, but I can't stay too long
Right.
because
Because then I'm gonna end
yeah.
up.
Oh
Ooh,
man.
y'all know who else makes really good music? When I tell you Willow Smith albums, I love them all. They're very alt, they're
Hmm.
emo, they're rock, they're R&B, they're like oh my gosh. Willow Smith's music describes just me as a person. Like if you want like it's just me as a human being. And I'm like, she gets me and I get her, and she's just like, oh, surprisingly, she has such a beautiful voice. She has like a rock star voice, and I'm happy that like other people are just now starting to find out how cool, like how good her music is. Oh my goodness. In rotation, very easy. Her last album just came out. Is really, for the emo boys and girls, for the rock stars, for the, when I was a young, it's for y'all, and it's a
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful, very
She
well put together album. But she makes
Is it
bomb ass music.
better
she
than
got
her brothers?
Jaden makes music for like, uh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunions and at BZ Discovery Zone.
I like
And
Sire,
I like Sire. Sire was good. I ain't gonna hold you. His
but the
music is
second one I didn't really care for.
they're two very different people. I like Sire. I ain't gonna hold you. It was very good. It was a good hip hop album. I like Willow's music because hers, you could feel her music. His music, like your body can feel it, but like Willow's music, your soul can feel it. Like she's talking about stuff like, hey mom, I met this boy. He played guitar. He loves Quentin Tarantino and really sad songs. Like he has anxiety attacks when he wakes up in the morning. It's like, but I think I love him. Like, is that bad? Like, and it's just, it's a beautiful mess. She sings about stuff like, oh, I wish I had a time machine so I could go back to 1993 when she wasn't even here. So she just like, talking about what would that be like? Da, 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 da. She got real good collabs. She got stuff with SZA. She got stuff with her brother. Like Willow's music is bomb. Trust me when I tell you.
She her mom was in like a bunch of metal bands and stuff like that.
We don't talk about Bruno on this podcast. I don't. Her mom do make videos. No, her mom was a really good. But what's crazy is Willow. Just shut up, y'all. See, y'all ain't shit. Willow. She went and she performed one of her mom's songs, and it sounded 10 times better than when Jada was.
Oh yeah, we know who's the better artist. Yeah, we know there's a reason why she's just acting.
Willow rocking and Jada rocking the cradle. All right, so moving right along. We gonna get sorry, y'all. I'm dark humor. Please excuse me.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about that at all.
Yikes.
Nope. So, with that. I know we got a couple more minutes here that we can go on. So I do want to ask, is there a nostalgic show that you will always watch no matter what and that you will always go back to?
Speaking of what we were just talking about, The Fresh Prince. The Fresh Prince and Jamie Foxx show.
I was about to say Jamie Foxx.
I will watch those. Jamie Foxx is the pinnacle. But those two shows, I watch those. I don't care when.
It probably for me is definitely Jamie Foxx. I was watching it the other day, crying tears, laughing because that was Jamie Foxx top 3 and it ain't 3, and that's all I'm gonna say about that shit. Okay, because period. I could still get into Martin every now and then. You gotta skip to the good episodes because some of the episodes is bullshit. But I will admit some of the episodes is dumb funny, and you can't take that away from the boy. Like Martin is always good. I watch Sister a lot. I think Sister is still funny and it's still cool. When they put all of that on Netflix, it was really dope to be able to get back into the Porkers and all that type of stuff. I'm trying to think what show I don't really go back and watch like how I used to. Like when I was younger, I would sit and watch. My show was Teen Titans, like the original one. Y'all obsessed. I was and still am very much obsessed with the original Teen Titans, and I think it was. I would probably like sell my soul for a season 6 of that. Like for all the closure, I need the Terra closure. I need the Red X closure. I need all of that. I need all of that. So, but yeah, definitely it's probably Teen Titans. I still go back and watch this to this day.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans. Yes.
No, love it. I've fared. Listen, the original Teen Titans is still one of my hits right here. Is still one of my pride and joys, man. Like I love that show, and I'm like you. I want closure. But that's not the shit on Teen Titans Go, because Teen Titans Go is funny as hell.
It's hilarious.
Yes.
I am glad I gave it a chance, y'all, because I swear to God, I was like,
people wouldn't give it a chance, and that shit is fire.
No, it's funny.
You got kids now, and I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I'm like, oh, not this being funny. And then you 6 episodes in, 2 seasons in, I'm like, oh, this is bad.
I'm gonna start some trouble.
Oh.
The Amazing World of Gumball is the funniest show in Cartoon Network history, and I don't care what nobody says.
And you are not wrong.
I don't care what nobody. The Amazing.
It's the funniest, but it ain't the greatest. Y'all want to?
It ain't the greatest, but as far as
okay. I was gonna say
the funniest show.
The funniest.
I don't care.
Okay, I can live with that because Gumball is definitely funny as hell. Like I ain't even gonna hold you, but what were you about to say? The greatest was, Bianca?
The greatest cartoon I have ever seen on Cartoon Network. Dead ass Steven Universe. I'm telling you,
Fair enough.
Steven
Fair enough.
Universe, there is nothing topping that. When I say I laughed, I cried. So I think I've told you before, my father and I had like a real estranged relationship, and he kind of came back into my life. He was like an addict or whatever, and he tells a story, so I have no problem sharing that. And he is clean now. It's been 5 years that he's doing amazing. I think no, I'm lying. It's 6 now. 6, period, poo. Big 6, not the little one. It's lit. I'm so proud of him. But we literally, y'all, mended our relationship over Steven Universe. So we started it. So he was like, hey, he like texted me. We were kind of still on the rocks. Have you seen this? Because we're both nerds, by the way. Have you seen this show, Steven Universe? I was like, no. I'm like, should I? And it went from that to, did you see what happened on this part? Like, did you see Rose did this? Da, 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 da. Oh my goodness. Da, da, da. Called, sobbing on the phone, apologize, because we just supposed to love each other. We're gems. And Steven Universe is dynamite. Now, I didn't care too much for Steven Universe Future. It was not better than the original one, but Steven Universe landslide. Ain't nothing touching that, and I'll argue.
What's crazy about it is like people are so nostalgic, for lack of a better word. I had a conversation with the niggas on It Mob, and I said I would put Adventure Time, Gumball, and Steven Universe against any 3 shows in Cartoon Network history. And I think that they would wax. I think low key, I think that they would wax.
That's gonna be tough, man, because outside of those 3, because Steven Universe and Adventure Time and regular show are my top 3 new
regular show too.
Cartoon Network shows. But as far as like the cartoon era, I was more of I'm a codename Kids Next Door, Ed, Edd n Eddy, and what was the third one? Not Johnny Bravo. That's that age
like those are different.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes, Dexter. There we go.
Next Door. So like Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls and stuff was an error, and then there was a gap, and then Kids Next Door came out. So I feel like you can't even put Kids Next Door in a group. But if you do put them in that group, cool, whatever. I still have Adventure Time, Gumball, and Steven Universe above.
They were different eras. Like, and I agree with you. Like, they were asking, like, oh, well, which, I saw it on Twitter the other day, about a month ago. It was just like, which channel like had the best, was it Disney, was it Cartoon Network? But I'm like, you have to understand there was a time like where one of these was running shit. Like when we were younger, Nickelodeon there was nothing touching Nickelodeon, because you had Rugrats, you had all that, you had all this stuff at the same time. And then out of nowhere, you kind of got your, when we were little, it was that and Disney Channel, because Disney Channel had, your Tailspin, your Goof Troop, your Rescue Rangers, which is pinnacle. This was Darkwing Duck and what was the one? Bonkers. I know y'all remember that. All that stuff.
Wow. Memory unlocked again.
Nostalgia Queen gonna do it to you. I'm saying definitely Bonkers. You know what I'm saying? And then you had that era where it was just like, hey, by the time we was like, it was like 2004, 2005. This is when Cartoon Network, that's when you had your Cartoon Fridays. That's when you had all your, your cow with chicken and your inappropriate stuff, on TV. And nothing was touching that, because this is when Nickelodeon was falling off. It was like nobody's watching that. They had to remember. I always talk about the commercial where the Cartoon Network came over and like, we're not even supposed to be on this channel.
Bro, like, that shit was fire. We're going to do a commercial.
Double D, who was the love of my life. That was the first time I knew. I was like, oh, something wrong with me, because he a cartoon, but I want him. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And now here I am, a complete Gojo and Levi stan who needs help but doesn't want any. Send us smart books, ladies.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I have no problem with the Simp Corner, man, or those who simp for anime characters, because listen, me and Princess Ibana go together bad. I'm just gonna say that. That is if ain't nobody else in anime, Princess Ibana gonna do it for me every single time. So
listen, Captain Levi Ackerman could come and crack this Backerman. All right. So moving right along.
Whenever Michiko comes through.
Yes, her too.
Whenever Michiko decides she wants to come through, or Revy from Black Lagoon. Because,
it is what it
whenever
is.
they want to.
It is what it is.
I'm just gonna. I
Oh
gotta
my
put a
God.
hey yo after that. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it in later when I edit. But
I'm
that is
gonna
gonna be
add that in
so
my
crazy.
AKAs
She
because I
Captain
mean that.
Levi.
Yes.
It could.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Listen, okay. Me and Levi
Oh
Ackerman,
man.
we could
I
get it
love it.
crackerman. What's up? Like he's my lock screen. They know what's up. Like it is what it is. They
Nah,
know.
folk in Courtney's stream yesterday were trying to debate on how tall Levi really was. I'm like, yo, Levi is like 5'2", 5'3" in real
He's
life.
my
Well,
size.
but
A- And
My
that's what yes,
size.
my
he's my
My
size
size.
too.
size Barbie.
Shout out to Courtney. Right? Exactly. Courtney gang. Love you, Pooh. She's my fave.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Shout out to none of my friends watch anime,
Yeah.
aka Courtney, doing the damn thing. Like, yeah, I gotta tell her, like, yo, please be sure that you watch this episode or listen to this episode. You're gonna die laughing like real time.
Yes.
Um, goodness. So, as far as like nostalgia shows, just getting back on track for me. I'm a living single guy. Like, I
Let's
would go
go.
back and watch it because, in my opinion, living single is that show. And I'm just gonna say it right there. I'm gonna say it right here
Mhm.
and right now because somebody
Well,
says,
Prince,
my boss was like, "You don't seem like you're a Friends kind of guy. You seem like you watch shows like The Office." And when I was like, "I do watch The Office,
the
but
office is a good one. Yeah.
but no, I am not a Friends person. I'm a living single person because living
Mhm.
single was before Friends and living single influenced Friends. And I hate that Friends got all the hype and love that living single should have got. Fuck Friends.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say it. I gotta say it. I had to say it. But yeah, I'm definitely a living single guy. So that was my show, and I actually went back on Hulu and I'm up to season 2 on my rewatches. So there's that.
Mhm.
I will say that Jamie Foxx show, definitely anytime that it's on, I'm glued and I'm watching. The
Mhm.
Wayans brothers was also another show that I
Mm,
love just to
mhm.
watch.
Mhm.
Anytime it pops on, I'm glued. Now I love Martin, but as you said, you gotta be selective with certain
Yes.
episodes. Um
It is what it is.
I'm just there is one episode that I will always go back to. It's the Varnell Davis episode. Like, shout out to Tommy Davidson, man. But
Yeah.
anytime the Varnell Milking show
Yeah.
boing boing, that is my
Double
shit.
boing.
Did you miss me? Like
Yes.
that whole 2-parter. I'm like, yep,
Yes.
that is my episodes, man. But
Yeah. Ooh, I remember. I was like, what's the show? I know what my show is, y'all, for a fact. It's Tom and Jerry. It's Tom and Jerry for me. God, when I
yeah.
say,
Don't you believe
listen, he
it?
got his ass beat. He's like, don't play. I love Tom and Jerry so bad. I still watch it to this day. I watch it and laugh like I have not seen it before because it's that funny to me. My favorite episode is that one where they are watching home movies. The cats, they didn't snuck all the watching all the home movies about how they was beating up Spike and and then they caught him at the end. Spike was like, "Oh, it's funny." Yeah, I love that episode. Definitely Tom and Jerry for me. Bye, Lance.
Man, Tom used to
Oh,
always
that,
get his
Jerry.
I was
ass
about to
beat.
say,
No,
go
that's
ahead.
all I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to say, bro. Bro, always caught it. Go ahead, Steve.
My wife and kids. I forgot about that.
Oh yes,
That's a good one.
definitely a good
That's
show.
a good one.
And now that y'all talk about Teen Titans and y'all like wanting an ending, like my wife and kids, the Wayans brothers, give us an ending.
We never got it. Do you know we didn't
Yep.
get into that? We didn't get into Moesha. We didn't get and they just cut the niggas off TV.
Just
And,
suck,
and who I
man.
got to talk to about that because I'm mad to this day.
Yeah, I need an ending. I need that closure. That's something that's huge for me. Closure is a big thing in my life. I have
Yes.
a
That's
bad
why
issue,
anime is
and give it to me.
like that because some anime they will leave a cliffhanger forever and will never give you closure. And my dad said because so my dad, huge anime nerd, he looked into it and discovered that
Wait.
yes, it'll never give you closure. It'll never. It'll hang you like that on purpose, and they do it on purpose. And there's like a word for it because it'll keep you longing for something that you'll never ever get. And yes, especially Hunter x Hunter is because I'm like that could be a whole other series. That could be, but I know he's sick, and I don't know if y'all saw it, but it's talking about like he's getting ready to just release the whole ending to it, just in case he don't make it. And I'm sad about that because that's but I also I'm just like I kind of do want to know what happens. So
Yeah, the rumor is he wrote the whole story, even though he was
Yeah.
on hiatus, he finished it.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
everything is finished. He just needs an artist to draw it, but he's been
Yeah.
too prideful to draw it to do that with his wife being the creator of Sailor
Sailor
Moon.
Sailor
Moon.
Moon.
Crazy. Like she's right there. Like let her do it.
You know what cracks me up about that? It's one, that they go together. I think that's cute. Two, well, three things. Two, the fact that she was like, I just created Sailor Moon because I never had friends like that. And I always wanted to see what it would be like to draw friends that I could imagine up. So that's all in her imagination. But three, really unpopular opinion. See, I like Yusuke Urameshi with Sailor Moon. And I'm like, that makes sense because I hate, and I told everybody else about this, I hate Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask because he was so trash. Like, why do you show up after they already beat everybody up? Like, you're in the way.
75,000
Like,
years old.
I hate him so bad. I'm like, no, she deserved Yusuke because he's gonna pull up and fight. Like, he's sorry, another episode.
Just for clarification, guys, the tuxedo mask in the original OG Sailor Moon is trash.
Yeah.
Which shout out to the original concept of Tuxedo Mask in Sailor Moon Crystal, because he's actually a lot more helpful, even though he's less powerful than they are. He's still like, he's not just gonna show up at last minute. Like, he is there fighting with them in the trenches. So I appreciate Sailor Moon Crystal.
So bad.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate Sailor Moon Crystal, because it tells the actual story that the mangaka created, and it actually flows more, and it doesn't just give you, monster of the day. And here comes Tuxedo Mask, throw this bitch ass Rose that don't do shit.
Yuck, I hate him. Whatever. Levi would never. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and also to these other folk who say that Mamoru is so much older than Usagi. He's not. He's really only 2 years older than she is. But unfortunately, America, for some reason, upped his age to make it seem like this man is almost like a grown ass man. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just sitting there like, bro, he is 16 and she is 14 when they first meet. That's only a 2-year difference. That's fine. But the way that America makes it seem like is that he's 18 and she's 14, and I'm like, that's creepy too.
It is. But you know how it goes. What else?
Anyway, did you have something you want to say, Steve?
I'm trying to think of any other series. Are we talking? So now are we on the series that deserve endings?
Oh no, I'm just a random person.
I can definitely go into a list of that.
There's so many.
If we doing that.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about it. Yes, Gangster, Berserk, unfortunately, rest in peace.
Death Parade. Like there's so many things. That's just anime. That's not even talking about like actual other
TV shows. Yeah.
Right. One-on-One. We never got that ending for that TV show.
Oh,
first of all, as soon as she went to college, it was over.
It was not good after that.
Yeah, and if y'all know me, Kyla Pratt is the one above all for me.
Of course.
I was in love with Kyla Pratt. Like
we should have been. Everybody was.
So
period.
Secret about younger Steve. Kyla Pratt was in this movie called The Barney Great Adventure.
Yeah, she was.
Wait, say that one more time.
She was in Barney's Great Adventure.
Oh, she was.
Yes.
So Kyla Pratt may or may not have did like a little tour, and she was at Chuck E. Cheese, and someone may have stood in line, and Kyla Pratt kissed her on the cheek, and after that, that's it, man. That's my wife. So
period.
Me and Kyla Pratt are married.
Is she aware that she's married to Scuba Steve? She don't know yet. You ain't told her.
Look, the dude that's on was it Tattoos NYC?
Black Ink Crew. Yeah, that's her husband.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. We can box about it. We can fight about it. I'm cool.
I was gonna say, I know y'all can fight, and then
okay.
Yeah, we can fight about it. That's cool.
We'll jump.
But yeah, she kissed me on my cheek, and then that's what it is, man. So yeah, Kyla Pratt.
Who was y'all first celebrity crush? That's a throwback question. Was it her for you, Kyla Pratt?
Yeah, for sure. For
Because I'm
sure.
gonna tell you right now, I would have acted the way I would have acted a fool about some Kel Mitchell. Kel Mitchell was the first man I ever loved. I'm telling you right now, he had me drinking orange soda. I ain't even like the shit. Like it's terrible.
Yeah.
I used to be like, who
You
loves
drinking it
Kel?
like,
I'll be like, who loves orange? Kel loves orange. So I
yeah.
love orange. Oh, I used to hate it,
Mhm.
but that was bad. I love it.
Okay. Because I technically got two.
Uh-oh.
Um, so when it comes to black women, it was Tia and Tamara Mowry. Like,
Period.
yeah,
Period.
those were my first celebrity crushes. Those were the first
Period.
two girls I looked at. I was like, yo, they are beautiful. Oh my
And there's
gosh.
two. Like,
Yes,
And
there's
there's
two of
two of them.
them.
there you
Yeah,
go.
that and then now for the white people, Danielle Fishel
Oh yeah,
was
Topanga.
Topanga.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Topanga.
that was my other one.
Elite.
Lizzie
Elite Milk.
McGuire, Hillary Duff.
Mm.
Yes,
And,
Hillary
and
Duff
she
as
just had a
well.
picture that went viral not too long ago, like a couple days
Hillary
ago.
Buff. Yes, ma'am.
Man,
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
normally eat ass.
But for you, I'm gonna make an exception.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something
I'm
about
weak. I'm trying to think. I don't even know. Oh, I know who the first white boy was. It was Johnny Depp. I was like,
it.
Oh,
I need a slice. That's
Okay.
what it is. Yep. Real easy.
I
Good
know a
times.
lot of the Johnny Depp and what's Rufio name? Everybody
Oh, Dante Basco, baby daddy. I was
love
like,
them some Rufio.
oh, Hulk. That's another one of them movies. I'm telling you, anytime Hulk is on, I gotta watch it. It's the rules. I don't make them. It just is what it is. Hulk is
Man,
nice.
I watched Hook recently. That
Mhm.
first hour is long.
It's
Like
so
that's a
terrible.
long movie. That's a
It
long.
is
I didn't even
so
know it was that long.
terrible. I just remember watching it so much as a kid. I was just like, I couldn't wait for Rufio to come on TV. Like I didn't care about none of the other part of the movie. When it started getting good, when he get to Neverland, like yeah, it is
Yeah,
very long. Yes.
for sure. Like I was just like, this is like a 2 hour and 40-minute movie. Like that shit is long as fuck. I didn't know it was that long, but
Yeah.
but movies. Ooh. So you talked about things we'll go back and watch TV series. What about movies? Can we throw movies in there?
we can.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of a good movie that I always like go back to. That's not Harry Potter and that's not some other mainstream stuff. I'm just trying to think of a movie that. Okay. So, House Party, the first one.
Yes.
Dynamite.
Especially when I was in college, I used to just throw that on anytime that I was studying because it helped me get through those moments of studying. Like one of my friends had the DVD, and I just put it right in my PS3 and just let it play. And there was one point where I used to like memorize like all the lines. I had all the lines memorized of every part of that movie. Like I watched it that much, and I will still go back and watch it to this very day. Something about that movie, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely one of my favorites of all time that I will just go back to and never get tired of. Shout out to Kid and Play.
Period.
And shout out to Tisha Campbell, because that was one of another
Ooh,
crush of
she
mine.
was so cool.
Unreal.
Especially in that movie. I don't know what it was about her in that movie specifically, but I was just like, damn it, kid, you son of a...
Little shop of horror. She's crazy. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Her and Tashina Arnold. Delicious.
Oh, yes.
Delicious.
I got 5 right off the top. Let's do it. Harlem Nights, Life, The Page Master.
Yeah.
God, bro. The Page Master.
the Page Master.
That's the fucking one.
Elite. Click is my 4th one.
Okay.
And then what was my 5th? I had my 5th and now I just lost it. That's it. I said Life, Harlem Nights, Page Master, Click. I had it, but I lost it. Oh, Small Soldiers. Small Soldiers.
Okay.
Yes, my husband loved that one. That's his.
Yeah. Those are my 5 movies that I can watch no matter what. Oh no, and Django. So 6. Django. I can watch those movies.
So funny.
Yeah, I can watch those movies 90,000 times and won't get tired of them.
Mine, the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean. always, always, always.
Oh yes.
Memoirs of a Geisha. Just oh my goodness, Memoirs of a Geisha is so
You are
good.
cheating,
Uh,
Brian. What
The
the fuck?
Duchess. The Duchess. My God, The Duchess. That is one of my absolute faves. I can watch that whenever. Mulan, Aladdin.
Of course.
Definitely I could do those whenever. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, all three of the Lord of the Rings extendo versions.
Let's
Always,
go.
always, always. Okay, listen. By the way, that is the movie I cried the hardest on. I sobbed on Return of the King so bad in the movie theaters. Oh, I was just inconsolable, ridiculous. I think them is probably like my Sherlock Holmes, the one with Robert Downey Jr. in
Robert
it.
Downey
Oh,
Jr. Let's
Okay.
yes,
go.
Sherlock Holmes. I
Excellent choice.
love those movies. Them was probably my top. Easy.
Okay. I said House Party 1, but I also got to throw in Class Act. That's another one.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
With the
let's
Denzel.
grown
go.
ass people playing them
Shout
teenagers.
out to that fine ass. Oh my god. Danita
Mm-mm.
is so.
It's not even
Bruh,
fair.
bruh, she was so fine.
Oh
It's not
my
even
god.
fair.
So
Travis is
bad.
one of
Oh
my
my gosh, she
favorites.
was so beautiful.
Travis is
Uh,
going to be
I
God's
follow
favorite.
her. I follow her on Instagram right now,
God,
and she only got like 1,600 followers, and I'm one of them.
you all 1,600 of them. You made all them
Hey.
pages.
Bro, she is crazy.
I love
bad.
it. See,
Yeah.
Indeed. I also got to throw in. You already said Life, but that was definitely one of the other movies that I had.
Tell them about the
participated in
deadline,
as well. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. The Star Wars is kind of a given for me. Big Star Wars head. So, 1 through 6. Well, more specifically 3 through 6, because the Phantom Menace, I kind of only watch for the lightsaber fights. Everything else is kind of like number Attack of the Clones. That's one that I typically skip over sometimes. But yeah, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, will watch like back to back to back, like I've never watched it before. 7, 8, 9, I have to be in the mood to watch.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Then there was another comedy that I was thinking of that I really enjoyed back then. Bad Boys, the first two.
Yeah.
Bad Boys and Bad
Classic.
Boys 2.
Classic.
That's a good one.
We'll go back and watch like I've never watched it before. It's repeat. I'll throw it on and be like, oh, okay, Bad Boys 2. Oh, okay, go back and watch Bad Boys 1. Like it is what it is. And there was another movie that I like will continuously like just go back and just watch. It's one of the and just like that I lost it. I'm trying to think. It's a superhero movie. I'm just trying to remember, like, was it
Blank Man or Meteor Man?
Both very good movies, by the way.
Both are very good, like extremely good. It's a Disney movie. I think is it Up and Away?
No. Is it Big Hero 6? Because that was a good ass movie.
Yo, that's a great one too. That's a great one too. Yeah. But I was thinking of Up and Away. So, but yeah, that's definitely one that I will always go back and watch.
That shit made me so mad.
Indeed.
All the rush hours I can do.
Yes.
All
rush hours.
I remember there was a big debate on Twitter. There was like Rush Hour 1 through 3 or Bad Boys 1 through 3. Which one of y'all picking?
For me, it's Rush Hour. It's because it's so funny. Like I feel like
it's so good. I love it.
Yes, it is so good.
Back when it was okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rush Hour is it just holds its own. And I feel like the third Bad Boys was so corny. It was decent, but it was just not like the first two. I feel like they
It
waited so
wasn't like the
long to
first
put out
two.
that third one. You know what I mean, like it was just like y'all could have kept that, and they talking about making another one. I'm like, no, wrap this
I
shit up. Like,
I think that's what it is. Like if you had just did like Bad Boys 1 and 2 and Rush Hour 1 and 2, I would more than likely lean toward Bad Boys. But if we're
yes,
including the third installment of each, I'm
yes,
going Rush Hour because Rush Hour 3 was still very hilarious. Even if it
yes.
wasn't the best one, I still
Oh, I
enjoyed
laughed
it.
my ass. That's the funniest one to me. I'll be in tears. I don't care.
That's the
Ew.
funniest one.
Whoa,
Ooh,
whoa,
okay.
whoa. Let me see. Was it the third one we saw? Yeah, in the theaters. My sister and I, when I say I was literally on the floor, like laughing so hard. Just imagine I was a teenager when it came out. I think that now that I'm grown, I think the first one's like the funniest, but I
I
still enjoy the other two.
I am the biggest fan of 2. Like Rush Hour 2 is my
Because
favorite
what's
out
her
of
face
all
is
of
so fine. Everybody a big fan is too. We
them.
know. I got a friend who's
No, it
a
wasn't just because she was fine though, but I also like that was the thing is I kind of watched it out of order. I saw Rush Hour 2 first and then went back and saw Rush Hour 1. So yeah,
Rosalind
that's
Sanchez, her name.
mm-hmm.
Praise
So
God.
yeah, Rush Hour 2 was my favorite. All right, well, we've definitely taken a nice little
Yeah.
trip down memory lane here, but before we sign off, I do want Bianca to tell us a little bit about her show and about what
Yeah.
she's doing so that way we can, sign off properly and that you guys can go and check out her podcast, which is on YouTube, or if you just want to follow her on the social media, you definitely can do that as well. But Bianca, I'm gonna give the floor to you so that you can talk a little bit about yourself here, man.
All right. Listen, there's not much to me. Hi, everybody. Again, I'm Bianca B. Givner. I do have an awesome podcast. It is called, what is my podcast called? Sorry, y'all put me on the spot. I was like, wait, what?
Let you forget the name of the show. Goodness gracious, girl.
Oh my God. Listen, stay in school, kiddos. Don't forget the name of your own business. I am the host of the Pretty Nerd Time Machine, where I talk about all things throwback and Nickelodeon Disney Cartoon Network. I took a small hiatus for health stuff. For health stuff, you guys, and I'm getting back on track. So stay tuned. I'm putting out some really, really cool stuff. I am going to DreamCon this year, coming up for the first time. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I'm trying to make it a DreamCon, you guys. So I'm really excited to do that.
Let's go.
I am, hosting little podcasts here and there. I just want to be able to show the world that I can do that. And also, I am a disgustingly good cosplayer, and I'm getting ready to start doing that more consistently. So look out for the Nostalgia Queen on TikTok and on Twitter. I'm going to be bringing you some really, really awesome cosplay that I know you're not going to want to miss. Y'all going to crack up and have a good time. So that's me. I'm just here to, and in the future, y'all going to see me rap. But listen, that's another day for another time, baby. But I'm honored to be here and be able to be on here with you guys. So yeah, that's it. I'm not nobody important. Y'all follow me on Twitter at snow_black with 2 C's. You know the deal and the drill. Can't wait to see you guys. It's gonna be lit. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining us on
Yes.
this very special episode 8 of season 5. We definitely appreciate you coming through and
Thank
just having
you.
a good time with us. And as I've said to my listeners, of course, every episode 8 that we do will always highlight a Black woman, whether she's a content creator, a business owner, or just doing whatever it is, whether it's professional or whether she's just out here making a difference in the world. Like, this is our time to highlight Black women. So we, of course, will not just do that on just an episode 8, but I've literally have designated episode 8 as this is the episode where we will highlight a Black woman and
Yes.
nothing else. So with that in mind, guys, y'all please stay tuned for other seasons and episode 8s that we drop. If you haven't checked out any of the previous episode 8s, please be sure that you do that on this podcast as well. I think season 2 was like the only time that I have not had where we highlighted a Black woman, but that's because we were still in the process of building this podcast, obviously. But from season 4 and on to season 5, we will be sure to highlight a Black woman each and every episode 8. With that in mind, Steve, do you have any new businesses that you want to highlight real quick? Or Snow Black, are there any other businesses that you want to highlight or talk about before we get up out of here?
That's a good question. You go first, Steve. Look at you. Is
You
he
on mute,
thinking?
bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got to unmute your mic. You talking about some ooh. Yeah, you're fired.
For me personally, there's this thing called this company called Blurred Mind Productions that's doing this thing called Wake the Dead, and Wake the Dead is they just dropped another chapter. And it's a really good story. I think that if you are into supernatural, you know what I'm saying, stories with a female lead, I think that Wake the Dead might be that for you. I'm not sure who makes it, but it's a really good story. So you guys check that out on Webtoon. Other than that,
Yes.
I don't think I have anything.
I just have one small shout out to my awesome, amazing friend Kiera. Please, I sincerely love her to pieces. You guys, make sure you follow her. She just also got her first production company started, and that is Pretty Bizarro. Pretty Bizarre, actually not Bizarro. I always call it that, and she's like, "What?" Pretty Bizarre Company, and she came up with her own production studio. She also did her very first short film, Snot Girl. Make sure you check that out. She took the anime and made it real life, and it was really, really cool. So make sure you guys look at that. But shout out to Kiera, please. You guys can follow her on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and she is an awesome cosplayer. She goes to all the cons, she goes to all the everything. So shout out to her and just send her love and follow her and make her lit. That's it.
All right, all right. Thank you for that shout out. Real quick, I'm gonna go through the rundown. For those who don't know about the rundown, this is where we highlight podcasts, businesses, content creators, and artists that have either supported this podcast or have been a part of this podcast. So with that, I'm gonna be real quick. You already know Shogo High, and Inside the Mind of a Blur are the other two podcasts that I'm a part of. Of course, Steve is the founder of Inside the Mind of a Blur, so big shout out to them. Of course, Mike Check Waifu. Please be sure that you go and support their Patreon like I do because they have some great anime content. Shout out to Polo and shout out to Tell. Worst Gin and Blanime, aka Anime After Dark Community Hangout. Please be sure that you check them out every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. CST or 9:30 p.m. EST on X/Twitter. Shout out to the Truth and Transparency podcast with Brother X, the culture scientist, and Mr. Smith. The session with Jay and Trey. K. Renee will be releasing her new podcast soon. I'm not sure when, but of course we'll wait on that. But in the meantime, please be sure that you check out her novellas under the pen name Sedona Rose, which are now available on Amazon Kindle. It's So Real with Raquel and Onaji. Dad Needs to Talk with Rob, the father of Vash. Analytical, where shit gets critical. Geek Set podcast. Anime Junkies, 3 Weaves in a podcast. Those Anime Girls. Anime's Anime, and The Commute. Shout out to my boy Josh Mills, aka J Mills, who does The Commute. For Black content creators, of course, we got Black Anime with Aaron, HBCU Anime with Evan, Yo to the Nukes, Sundari with Erica, Cerberus Entertainment, Tatted Poodle, The Geechi Gamer, Icarus Metro Comics with my boy Calvin, Hubtaku. Shout out to the gang over there. Shelby with Simply Janine, Simply Baked, and of course, Rose Less Traveled. Strange Keith with Idols to Icons, Toasty Marshmallow, Simone with By Simone Malcolm, Courtney, again, none of my friends watch anime, and Steve already shouted out Blur Mom Productions, so gotta give a big up to the boy over here. For our Black artists, of course, Miss Nasa. Scoozy actually was getting ready to drop an album. I'm not sure if he was able to, but due to technical difficulties, but please be sure that you pay attention to that. Shout out to my boy Jack Union, Phil.me, Ellis Quinn. Shout out to RJ Stackhouse, my boy Quarter, Tyrone Leak Jr., who, of course, continues to provide this podcast with absolute fire intros and outros. Shout out to the girl Ari Lachelle, our boy Zach Hans with Fortresses, Miss Elena, and Miss Zainab. And then for our Black businesses, we got Already Paid by Dre, Fresh Nerds, Righteous Minds by Timo, KSS Brand by Christina, Cream Cosmetics by Naima, Mind Over Money by Miss Tremaine, Studio Maho with Pat Yin, Concept Moon, She Designs Too, my girl Erin, Black Magic / Lit Wands by Low and T, H4 Creative by Ms. Zenobia, Real Estate Stone by Meredith, Soul by Bell by Mariah, Good Vibes Only with Miss Nasa, Scrappy Sentiment with Miss Sappy, and of course Coasters Bar and Grill, which is located here in Buckrow Beach. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast on your favorite digital streaming platform. Be sure that you subscribe to the Patreon for early access to the podcast and to watch video episodes like this one on the podcast. And it is only exclusively on the Patreon as well. You can subscribe at any of the 4 levels listed, whether it be $3, $5, $7, or $10. We still appreciate your support. You can follow the Chaotic Culture Podcast on Facebook. You can also follow us on IG at Chaotic Culture Pod and on X/Twitter at Chaotic_Culture. You can follow me, Ked the Pro, that's K3D the Pro on all social media. You can follow Ms. Nasa on all social media at _Call Me Nasa. You can follow Law on IG at L.JR_96 and on Twitter at Law96_. Of course, you can follow Sappy on all social media at Scraps14. You can follow Johnny at Jaylee Trey on all social media. And of course, you can follow Steve on all social media at Scuba Steve 1428. And this has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Once again, thank you to Bianca, aka the Nostalgia Queen, aka Snow Black with 2 C's. We appreciate you coming through and joining us for this very special episode. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules. Be blessed, be safe. God is love. 2 up, 2 down.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue. All the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Kid to pro and friends, black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.